all kinds of shit that whole
Do you
game.
remember
Correct
doing
or
that?
incorrect?
You're
You're trying to get in his head. You feel like you can break LeBron at this point
We broke LeBron.
in Game 5.
So get your ass out of here with that, all right? You understand how you got the Cleveland, how you got the Miami Bill? You remember
That's
that?
true. You broke him in
Okay, so
2010.
remember that, all right?
Fair
so
enough.
stop bringing that up, all right?
Do you think you pushed LeBron too far in Game 5?
Pushed
Because Game
too
6, he was
far?
unbelievable. You think you gave him the eye of the
I
tiger?
pushed him too far.
Nothing?
Man, listen, let me say something to you. The C's, we didn't give a fuck about LeBron. We didn't fear LeBron, and we didn't think that he can beat all 5 of us. And that's how it felt. He was trying to consolidate because he didn't want the pressure on him. You understand? We broke LeBron.
Earlier this month on the Bill Simmons podcast, KG had some choice words for LeBron, most of which NBA fans were already aware of. The Celtics did not like Bron. They wanted to run him and the Cavs out of the building every time they got the chance. But KG said something that made headlines and got people thinking. We broke LeBron. Now, this is Kevin Garnett and the Celtics we are talking about, so trash talk is expected. Kevin Garnett is the last of a dying breed. He came from an era where talking smack was the regular, where players weren't so quick to make best friends with their opponents. But this statement in particular was far more than just competitive banter. We broke LeBron. Well, LeBron's last game in Cleveland in his first tenure with the team ended at the hands of the Celtics, and the fallout from the series wasn't pretty. At the time, it really did appear that the Celtics pushed LeBron to his brink and sent him packing, searching for an answer to the four-headed juggernaut in Boston. But how much truth is there to KG's statement? Did the Celtics really break LeBron, or is there much, much more to this story? History is written by the victor, but who exactly is the victor in this story? And speaking of stories, today's video is brought to you by Audible. Visit audible.com/highroller or text highroller to 500-500 and start listening with a 30-day Audible trial today.
James. His 5th.
It's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat are up by 15 with less than 4 minutes left in the game. For the 4th time in 5 years, the Celtics meet LeBron James in the playoffs, and as you can clearly see from this wholesome interaction, right about now, KG would love to take LeBron's head off. If there's one clip that describes this intense rivalry, it's this one. But to truly understand the genesis of the Celtics-LeBron saga, we have to take it back to the mid-2000s. In 2007, the NBA was a completely different place. Seattle had an NBA team, Mehmet Okur was an all-star. On average, teams only made 6 threes a game, and this super team was yet to be assembled. A superstar Kevin Garnett was wasting his prime in Minnesota, putting up league-leading numbers but finding almost no success from a team aspect. Paul Pierce in his 9th season had missed his first All-Star game in 6 years due to injury, and Boston was going nowhere quick. Ray Allen took the leap in Seattle, but the Supersonics were struggling as much as ever. Each of their respective teams were far below 500 despite how big their stars were playing. Now, in today's NBA, we have grown accustomed to star players quickly distancing themselves from bad organizations to pursue bigger and better things. To compete in today's league, it almost seems more like a necessity to stack the deck in your favor than a cop-out. But back in 2007, this was far from the case. But how can you blame them? They saw an opportunity and they took it. 3 future Hall of Famers in the prime of their career making no progress, and with each passing year, getting closer and closer to becoming just another star who never took their team to the promised land. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, a 22-year-old LeBron in his 4th NBA season had turned the Cavaliers organization from a 17-win disaster to an appearance in the finals and their highest win total in 15 years. By this point, he was more than just a young prodigy on the path to greatness. 4 seasons in, and he was already doing things that would take some all-time greats an entire career to accomplish. Leading up to the 2007-2008 season, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen had only made it to the second round of the playoffs 5 times in their entire careers combined. And they only made it to the conference finals 3 times combined. They had a combined playoff winning percentage of 42% and won 8 of 17 playoff series. KG had one of the toughest runs of his era by getting bounced out of the first round for 7 straight seasons. That's 3 perennial All-Stars coming into their 10th, 12th, and 13th seasons with minimal playoff success and no real chance at a championship. For comparison, coming into the 2007-2008 season, LeBron had a playoff win percentage of 58% and went 4 for 6 in playoff series. Now, sure, you could say that Garnett, Pierce, and Allen did not have the right pieces around them to take their team to the next level, but while they were struggling to make it out of the second round, a 22-year-old LeBron was busy dragging this roster to the finals. Leading up to the 2007-2008 season, this is the list of All-Star teammates the Boston Big Three had played with in their careers. Far from the greatest bunch to ever lace up, but still players that could contribute at an All-Star level. And here's the list of LeBron's All-Star teammates leading up to the 2007-2008 season. If you were going to make the claim that KG, Pierce, and Ray Allen didn't have any help, you would have a tough time convincing anyone that LeBron did. And even when you break down the head-to-head matchups between the Big Three and LeBron before the trade, history is in favor of a young LeBron. In the 29 times Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen faced off against LeBron before the trade, they won 13 times. And Bron won 16. And while en route to those 16 wins, LeBron was putting up MVP-like numbers. Keep in mind, this was from the time he was 19 to the age of 22, and he is doing this to 3 of the league's best players. So it's clear that James got the best of this trio before they joined forces. But the idea that this Boston super team was formed to stop LeBron is a stretch that I'm not willing to make. At the time, the Spurs were coming off of a championship and were looking like one of the most dominant dynasties in the modern NBA. The Dallas Mavericks won 67 games led by an MVP Dirk. And quite honestly, they knew they couldn't do it alone. Sure, LeBron was on the rise and looking like one of the best players in the league, but I believe Boston thought Cleveland was not the biggest of their worries. In fact, I know this because KG had this to say on the Bill Simmons podcast.
We didn't fear LeBron, and we didn't think that he can beat all 5 of us.
And to a certain extent, this is true. After the Big Three was created in Boston, LeBron went 12 of 13 against the Celtics while getting bounced out of the second round at the hands of Boston in 2008 and 2010. In that 2008 series, the Cavs took the L, but not before getting pushed to 7 games and getting a 45-point bomb dropped on their head by James. Regardless, the Celtics seemed to get the best of LeBron whenever it mattered most, and just like that, LeBron was no longer an issue they had to deal with. In 2010, the Celtics broke LeBron. Well, at least that's what they thought.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Wade, James for the lead. James over Pierce. That might be the dagger. Ray Allen for 3. It's over.
In the summer of 2010, LeBron packed his bags and got out of Cleveland in pursuit of a team that was built for championship runs. After wasting his talents on an organization that refused to give him the tools to succeed, he decided enough was enough. You know, this whole thing sounds really familiar. I can't quite put my finger on it, but the idea of a star player leaving one team to join forces with other stars, I feel like I've seen similar events unfold before. Oh yeah, that's right. In an effort to consolidate and get the most out of his prime, LeBron went to Miami to team up with Bosh and Wade, a plan that was built off of a blueprint they saw 3 years earlier. And yet, according to KG, LeBron only went to Miami because the Celtics broke him and he didn't want that type of pressure anymore. Well, that may be the case, but by this logic, does that mean that the Pacers and Nets broke Paul Pierce? Did Kobe, Shaq, and Tim Duncan break Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen? 33 combined seasons and no finals appearances, joining forces with the boys. 7 seasons, 2 conference finals appearances, and a trip to the finals, broken. But of all the interesting points KG made on this podcast, the one that really got me thinking was his comments on the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals. This series. Because KG specifically mentions the Celtics beating down and breaking LeBron during Game 5 of this series. Well, by Game 5, the series was tied up 2-2 and the Celtics were on track to going up 3-2 with their third straight win. KG had a monster 26 and 11. LeBron was held to 12 points and 29% from the field in the second half. He looked tired and defeated. And if you were to end the series right here, then KG's comments would make sense. But this series was far from over.
Down. James blows past Pearson, throws it down. Having to guard LeBron James. James with the jump. Three. Difficult shot for James for three. James spins, trying to draw some contact.
Exactly what he should.
Doc Rivers doesn't want him to hesitate. Double figure game. James tries again. Ash down low against Ray Allen. Turns, little jump hook, won't go. James comes. Steps on Petrus. Now the jump shot. That's been going hit. James turnaround jumper. Drill zone. James again. 43 points. He is knocking down jump shot after jump shot.
Following Game 5, the game where the Celtics broke LeBron, James had one of the greatest playoff performances in NBA history. In a 19-point blowout, LeBron finishes the game with 45, 15, and 5 on 73% shooting. For not one moment did Boston have LeBron contained. He was doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. Kevin Garnett finished the game with 12 and 5. Bill Simmons brought this up, asking KG if he felt like the Celtics pushed LeBron too far in Game 5, leading him to go berserk in the following game. And I don't think KG fully understood the question, because the correct answer is yes. KG's antics in Game 5 brought out Hall of Fame 99 MVP Miami Heat villain LeBron, and it cost them Game 6, followed up by a 31-12 Game 7, and I guess KG was speaking facts. The Celtics beat down, humiliated, and broke LeBron. If it wasn't for those darn Celtics, who knows what LeBron would have been able to accomplish. Time after time after time, they really just handed it to him. Honestly, ruined him from that moment on. Who knows where LeBron would be right now if KG and the Celtics didn't break him. Alright, my brothers, listen up. In today's busy world, who has time to read? Whether you're shooting hoops, on the go, or waiting for your team's game to come on, it's hard to squeeze in time to sit down and get into a good title. But worry no longer, because Audible is here to fix that. Audible is the leading provider of audiobooks and audio entertainment. From their original audio shows and audiobooks to guided fitness and news updates, Audible is sure to keep you informed, inspired, and entertained anywhere, anytime. Lately, my days have been far too busy for me to sit down and enjoy a good book, but Audible has completely changed the game for me. Brothers, do yourself a favor and invest in yourself by signing up for Audible today. Visit audible.com/highroller or text highroller to 500-500 and start listening with a 30-day Audible trial. Choose one audiobook and 2 Audible originals absolutely free. Got an audiobook you aren't feeling? Exchange it at any time, and even better, unlike rental and streaming services, with Audible, members keep their library of listens even if you choose to cancel your membership. I personally find myself listening to audiobooks on self-development to stay at the top of my mental game and continue to bring out the best content. That, and of course, basketball audiobooks, cause your boy gotta get his basketball fix. This week, I'll be listening to The Sixth Man by Andre Iguodala. I heard it's a banger, so I have to check it out for myself. Head over to audible.com/highroller or text highroller to 500-500 and get started today. Give Audible a try. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And as always, until next time.